Matt Painter, second all-time in wins in the history of this program behind his mentor, the great Gene Cady. Boy, the chess match, gentlemen, between these two coaches is going to be something to watch.
It's nice to be around two coaches with some personality.
DJ Carstensen, John Higgins, and John Gaffney, whom I believe Jay Wright recruited many years ago.
I did. I'm embarrassed to say that I did. We recruited John Gaffney. He was actually a pretty good player.
And right now, Jay Wright, Spirididis. This puck's going a little... They love to pin down early to get Edey a touch, and here it is.
Four of the last 5 meetings between these two have been decided by 5 points or less. This is Ethan Morton on a 3-point jack.
How about they come and attack the post right away, and Ethan Morton surprises them with the 3. That's the guy they want to come off of.
Absolutely. Good for him. Stepping up. He worked hard yesterday on that jig.
Malik Hall will come off the bench for Tom Izzo for his second straight game. Second game back since he missed those 3 with the foot injury.
And they're playing small for that reason. A lot of dribble drive. Orger's one of those guys that can attack.
This is Hogard. Off the elbow. Puts it down. Beautiful little mid-range stroke over Morton.
Raph, it always happens this way, doesn't it? The guys, you're not going to guard Ethan Morton. He sticks one. Hogard, you're going to back off a little. He sticks one.
Amazing. Little dribble handoff here. And a slip by First.
First feeds the box. This is Edey. They surround him with 3 different defenders. And Zach Edey to the free throw line. He leads the Big Ten in scoring and rebounding.
A.J. Hogard, a Philly guard. He and Izzo have a love-hate affair. But Izzo's got him to be a heck of a player. And
You've had a few of those in your...
I have. And Hogard loves him for it.
Guys, this has been a big part of the success for Purdue. Entering this game today, they have attempted 127 more free throws than their opponents. Just a staggering difference in free throw margin.
They don't foul. And they get this big guy on fouling, and he only has less than 2 fouls committed a game.
Unbelievable.
I've never seen numbers like that. Any team I've ever coached or played against. We tried to do that, but those are staggering numbers.
Mike Krzyzewski did it frequently, double the output of the other team. Not quite like that, though. There's that pin down. Got the open jumper. You're going to have to get these shots and make them. You don't want to win that lane against the big guy.
Jaden Akins, this kid, gentlemen, is playing with some kind of confidence level over the past couple of weeks. The sophomore able to stick it for the Spartans.
And a big game against Iowa, too. First, a great rebounder can pick and pop, too. Any double, he gets to the rim.
Interesting, this matchup, Raph.
First against Hauser, steps middle. That is strong physical defense from Hauser.
That's a big play for Hauser. That's what we talked about. He brings them a lot of maturity and physical toughness. If he can match up with First, that's going to be important in this game.
They got to take post up and turn and jump. Nice help by Edey.
Around the horn, Spartans get it to Akins. That was a long 2 and a loose change corralled by First.
A real nice job getting on Hauser in that early. He loves that 3 spot up.
Purdue last loss on January the 2nd against Rutgers as Smith. They'll wave off the basket. Foul came before the shot, says official John Higgins.
He is amazing going to his left. This is the lob play because Sissoko stays at home, sticks the big fella with the derriere, and how about this kiss? Whew, this kid's going to have some career here.
You talked about it early, Raph. He can do that because he knows if he has a tough shot, he can just throw it up to Edey.
But since that last Purdue loss, their only loss of the year, they've won 7 straight. Sissoko with the denial.
Big time reaction by the big fella.
How far that young kid has come since last season. He's become a big piece for Tom Izzo.
And Martin is such a great defender. You got to value the ball if you're Walker.
A.J. Hogard running the point.
A little high-low now. Not a good pass.
This is Smith. Good wait for his mates. First on the box.
Both teams are so good balancing the floor, too. I think we'll get a lot of open floor opportunities.
How about Sissoko here? This timing is incredible. Taking away, you don't want to leave Edey. It's scary in this game. You don't want to leave him, but that was a great decision right there.
He's become one of the top rebounders in the Big Ten. And pretty good defensive instincts as a shot blocker.
Burry's his defender here. Woo, disappearing, number 22.
Zach Edey, 9th in the country in scoring. He's been nearly unstoppable.
Those are baseline rubs now.
Hogard.
This is what they're talking about doing more of. He's a powerful kid, a nice helping it. Morton with Edey.
And then they take it back again. Morton in the open floor, now to first, the spin, a little bit of contact, no whistle.
Welcome to the Big Ten.
Good non-call, though, I thought.
Here's Tyson Walker. He had that incredible 30-point performance against these guys in East Lansing 13 days ago. Also hit the game winner against Purdue last season. Some memorable games between these two. Walker from the corner. Well played by Morton. Splash!
How about that? That pump fake. He is clever. Plus, he can put it on the deck and get to the rim.
He's a Boilermaker killer. He has really played well against that. That's a heck of a step back.
Remember, he was dealing with that stomach virus over the past couple of days, but he is back to full health now. His scoring numbers dipped a little bit during those last 3 games.
Lawyer Smith had a great end of the game against Michigan State second half. Nice pump. And look at this duck in.
Edey taking contact, making it look easy.
Sissoko had his shirt on that play. Because look couldn't stop him.
If we could have a camera just on those two battling for position off the ball.
A wrestling match between those two already hot and heavy.
Sissoko's got to do more screening. Get Edey away from the rim. Nice curl.
Walker.
Pumps great.
Boy, textbook with his feet, couldn't hit. Outlet to Smith. The freshman gets it to his other freshman mate, Lawyer. Offensive rebound, Edey. And now they'll reset to Smith. Contact here. This will be against Sissoko. And Tom Izzo is red hot. But it's just crazy to think that Purdue began this season unranked, but they've had the fastest rise from being unranked to #1 in the country in the span of 34 days. Of course, Zach Edey has been the centerpiece, and they've been waiting and waiting for a championship in this town. Could this be the year? 43 years since their last Final Four, but Matt Painter, listening to him talk about this team guys last couple of days, feels real good about this group.
I think they're capable, but I don't blame anybody for predicting that they would be 5th in the Big Ten because they've got a freshman backcourt. Everybody in college basketball is getting old. They've got a freshman backcourt. This is incredible.
You know, I sort of was anonymous during my coaching career, and I stayed that way. He is one of those guys that doesn't get the respect, Matt, that is due. Every year, he's consistently in the hunt. Could this be the year?
Painter, Indiana, born and bred. Born in Fort Wayne, grew up in Muncie. Such a respected coach.
There's that passing game.
Pass, Edey underneath. And Brandon Newman taking a little bit of a bump. And that interior Michigan State defense has been impressive.
And that's what makes him tough to play. You help, he finds people now, Edey.
Holloman, Hall, and Kohler have all checked in for the Spartans. This is Hall. Contact, and he'll shoot free throws.
This is why people fear double-teaming Edey. He has become a great passer. And look at this rip action. Great recovery. Good job not fouling him.
And Hall was ball watching, too.
He got good. He just got in the game.
That's right.
Tom Izzo told us yesterday they didn't double Edey a ton in the first meeting. They would do that a little bit more today. They just want to get him off balance a little bit.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy you can't show him the same look all the time. He's too intelligent. If a guy's not a great decision maker, you just do the same thing all the time.
So Malik Hall's second game back since missing the 3 games. Remember, he re-aggravated the foot injury that has cost him 11 games this season.
He changes everything for this team, though. They can play bigger, obviously. Forget it. He gets that low. Generally, he sends that home.
But you know what? They're keeping fresh bodies on him. They got Jackson Kohler guarding him now.
You're going to get the middle range shot. Is it a drop defense by the big guy?
This was
right
Walker.
there. You got to take that shot.
And the rebound corralled underneath by Newman. Michigan State looking for its first win in this building since 2014.
And Jenkins on the floor. They want this guy to get cooking.
Newman on a deep jack.
He brings a new dimension because he's got a middle game too.
Because Jenkins found him, did a great job. Jenkins coming off a great game against Michigan, where he gave him outstanding minutes in the first half.
Got 7 points, I believe, too, as well.
Matt Painter told us when Newman can hit that early shot, gives him all kinds of confidence. It's a different team. Hauser, tough baseline turn.
Nice contest by Michigan.
This is David Jenkins now running the point. Well-traveled graduate senior. Stops on a dime. Everything but the finish. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Spartans. Oh, we have some big news to announce tonight, right after the AFC Championship game on CBS. Don't miss a special new episode of TV's top news series, Fire Country. Tonight, CBS.
Tom was really concerned by giving them second chances. You can't do that with this talent on the Purdue team.
So
now
it's a quick rest
coming into the game, and he gave them great minutes too. He can post up. They'll run post up just like they do for Edey. For him, he's going to be a good player. He'll be the next good big guy.
That's really high on him. He can step out and make shots too from deep.
The Kaufman redshirt freshman. Redshirted him last year, had that broken finger, then underwent knee surgery. They're now playing behind Edey, hoping to give him some minutes. Look at Lawyer.
He took that hit too, just to blow himself. Big time kiss.
Fletcher Lawyer. Of course, a lot of ties to Tom Izzo in this program. Younger brother of former Spartan captain Foster Lawyer. This game means a little bit more to him, no doubt. Malik Hall from deep, missed it.
Sort of a settle. He's got to attack a little bit. Get himself involved in the game.
Spartans have missed their last 4 shots. Just under 8 minutes gone by. As we play in front of 14,000 plus. Standing room only here in West Lafayette.
Always a lot of movement, Jay, with this team on offense.
Great job.
5 to shoot. Jenkins. Got it.
How about this kid? You mentioned well-traveled.
We talked to him before the game, Raph. He wants to be announcing like us. I think he's got a little basketball in him.
I do as well.
Offensive foul. It's on Malik Hall. 8 straight for the Boilermakers. Speaking of lawyers, there's Fletcher. Such a big part of the story, the early success. You mentioned the connection to Tom Izzo and this Michigan State program. Fletcher has been around Izzo since he was a kid. Of course, Foster moving on to Davidson, former MSU captain, and this has to mean a little bit extra emotionally for Fletcher, who's just been off the charts for Purdue.
Lawyer family is a big basketball family, and still maintain a good relationship with Tom.
So 8 straight points for Purdue.
And the screen across. This kid is tough at the rim, too. He is solid. Big expectations for him down the road.
Trey Kaufman-Renn. Redshirt freshman, another Indiana kid.
I would get Kohler involved in the low post area. He's got that ability with his footsteps.
Pierre Brooks, sophomore from Detroit, has checked into the game for Tom Izzo. This is Kohler. Who do the Spartans turn to now, guys, for offense where they need it? This is Hogard. Massive 3 for the Spartans.
Nice kick out.
And that is big. Getting Hogard going, because you know Walker will get it going, and Joey Hauser will eventually get it going. Hogard's big, and that's his second jumper he's hit.
First 3-pointer of the half for Michigan State.
Oh, he's got a forward at the rim. Dillis under there.
Kaufman-Renn unable to hit, and the rebound corralled by Kohler. Here comes Akins trying to push into the corner. This is Brooks. He's been on a shooting slump. Sticks that corner pocket 3.
Catch and shoot 3. Saw him earlier in the year.
That's what he's known for. He's supposed to be a shooter, but he's really been struggling. How about he steps it up in Mackey Arena?
1 of 14 shooting over his last 7. How about that start?
Got a slip.
Jenkins, mid-range delivery.
This kid, unbelievable. Mountain West Conference team, Summit Conference team, you name it. Nice pump.
Akins, the fake, just brilliant.
Hey, this is great offense. The defense is right where they're supposed to be. They're trying to get Akins off the three-point line. They do, but he drills the pull-up three, which is a tough shot.
You're liking Big Ten hoops, Coach.
I love Big Ten hoops.
Jenkins against Hogard. This is Gillis.
And this can bite you outside, too.
Kaufman ran with Kohler on his back. Beautiful drop step. Kohler, the recovery, and it's last touched by Purdue. Terrific interior defense. Of You Caught TV's hit phenomenon, Ghosts. It's the show critics call delightful and laugh out loud funny. See why everyone believes in ghosts with a new episode this Thursday after Young Sheldon on CBS. Or catch up anytime on Paramount Plus.
Second time around in the league. You really know everything, right?
So true. and that's why guys off the bench are making an impact, because they're so locked in on the starters.
Michigan State 14-7, 6-4 in conference play, 5th place currently. What a huge win this would be on the road. Hauser, little step back delivery from the baseline, missed it.
He's had 2 good looks on that baseline. Maybe slip him in the post, see what Edey does.
So Hauser, who has really been their lead scorer, still looking for his first field goal. Smith into the paint. Poked away, got it back. Gillis can stroke it. Got it!
He's really worked hard on that jumper yesterday and early today. He was the first one out.
Last game, he had a great impact without scoring. Today, he comes in off the bench and drills a three.
Boy, another steal for Edey.
Open look for Gillis if they want it.
The reset to Jenkins as we cross the 9-minute mark. There's the steal.
Cooper posted up and left.
Here comes Hogard, goes right into the chest of Morton. And Michigan State hanging tough.
Hogard's a Coachville kid, same as Rip Hamilton.
That's your second Philly reference, Coach. You get 2 per half.
I don't know if he cuts and shoots as well as...
Not at all. But he can run a team.
15 to shoot. Smith distributes. This is Morton. Well short.
As you noted earlier, that's the one. Not a good look. Not in balance. Tom was saying no turnovers. He's not real happy, particularly at the offensive end. They need more out of Hauser.
The other interesting thing he's told us guys yesterday was maybe playing Joey Hauser at the 5, going small. He can do that a little bit more effectively now that Malik Hall-J is back in the lineup.
Exactly. Malik Hall gives him a little bit more size. But now they're going with their second big guy. Cooper's in there now, right? He brings more size. And they're trying to keep fresh bodies on Zach Edey.
You know, Hauser very good at turning a deaf ear towards the bench. Tom was all, he just looked straight ahead. He gets a little rest. They need him to perform on that offensive end.
That's the great relationship Tom has with his players. They know it all comes from a place of love.
There is no more intense coach in all the country than the Hall of Famer Tom Izzo.
Nice job by Cooper. Showing
Smith off balance 3. Missed it. Edey getting his hands dirty. Last touch by Edey in Purdue. But Zach Edey among the favorites for National Player of the Year. He dude, #1 team in the country. And once again, the kid right in the center of things has been Zach Edey. And the evolution of this young kid, junior out of Toronto, has been something to behold early part of the season.
It's great coaching, and it's also being intelligent as a player to listen and know that you've got to continue to improve.
And Billy, certainly in the middle of the conversation for National Player of the Year.
No question, because we've had Wilson. What do you have, 30 today? We had him.
Yeah.
I love Tavelis' game. Really solid, very placid performer. And Brandon Miller, don't you wish you had him? You but it's still perking on his headline.
But if it ended today, I would take Edey, because I think he impacts his team and the game as much as those guys all do, better than anybody.
I'll tell you, all the numbers on Edey, maybe the most impressive. He's got more blocks than personal fouls on the season. And fouling was a little bit of an issue for him last year as Hogard misses the mid-range jumper.
There's opposing coaches suggest strongly that they have a couple called by there. He knows how to elbow and turn on you. A little bit like Shaq with that elbow now with that left.
Cooper taking his turn. Edey elevates. Missed it. Playing them about as well as they could hope for. Holgard trying to push, but look at Purdue get back.
They got to get home the swing of things too. You're going to get a middle game because of that drop. You got to be alert to kick it out.
Cooper turns it over. First, hitting the deck. 6 Michigan State turnovers. Maybe turnover numbers for both sides.
The activity off the ball is great for this Purdue team. Look at the dive here.
Edey against the double, puts it down nonetheless.
How about the expression?
That was not easy. Cooper's length is pretty effective here. He missed the other one. That was a tough one. I like Cooper on him.
Cooper, 6'11", 230 pounds. That time just didn't have enough against Edey. This is Walker against the freshman Smith. Baseline, little bump.
Pretty good game.
And it's saved by Morton.
Smith's a tough guy.
Smith chested him right there. What we mean by chesting is once he put it on the floor, he put his chest up, didn't give up any ground.
Braden Smith out of Westfield, Indiana, about 50 miles up the road.
It's a great matchup, Walker and Smith.
Look how deep he gets. I mean, that's
Edey on the catch.
It's like going to a picnic for him.
Now he's starting to wear the young guy out. Now he's getting positioned. He's getting to where he wants to be. I think
it's hard to do your homework early. He's so strong.
Exactly.
Malik Hall just gets swallowed up into the teeth of the defense, and first with the save. Danger zone here for Michigan State. Body bump. Martin's going to shoot free throws.
You just can't go too deep on Edey. You got to jump stop. Can't get in there. He's such a threat.
Look how deep he's starting to get it now. And this is what teams say. He's getting fouled a little bit. And how about on this one right here? Sweet touch. A little bit like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
A little bit. Mostly on that right box, though, for Kareem.
Exactly.
So Martin at the free throw line, misses on the front end. The other crazy thing about Edey, he's only been playing organized basketball for 5 years, since the age of 15 in Toronto. Hockey is first love. Baseball probably was his favorite sport. But I guess this basketball thing's going to work out for him.
And what's impressive is he's a high IQ player. He's not just a big guy. He makes great decisions.
Fortunately, he grew large and gave up hockey.
Edey again on the catch. Now Sissoko off balance. That soft little touch again from Edey.
This is slipping away a little bit.
It took a while for them to get Sissoko back into that. He didn't get a stoppage. He was sitting at the table for a while.
Again, who does Michigan State turn to in this kind of a spot?
It's going to be the guards, but I'd love Hauser to get going a little bit.
Walker into the corner to Hall. 5 to shoot. Hall bodies up to spin. Tough shot.
That's his shot, though. That's his game. That's who you want to go to there.
Got to keep this kid out of the lane.
Under the 5-minute mark before halftime. Smith to first. Oh, dropping a dime to Edey. Masterfully done by First.
I think that's more of a disgust look than anything. He had told all of us we can't let them turn the corner, any of the guards, because these are the three-point on top to the big guy.
I agree with you. They got to get something for Hauser because he's their veteran and he can stick it from 3 or he can post up.
There they go with the screen. And right first with a great recovery.
Hauser, if you've just joined us, 0 of 2 shooting, still looking for his first points. Walker slices in. My goodness.
Is he a candidate for Player of the Year?
I think he may be his favorite, Billy.
Goodness, what he can do. Great poise, balance.
Guys, this actually is not a bad play by Walker because now that's going to set him up for a shot fake and now he can dump it to his man. As long as they get the ball back, which they did.
Akins.
Pretty quick jack, though. Really getting stuck on one side, I think.
Michigan State, team that has shown such mental toughness as they navigate through some difficult moments here, down 13 points. Lawyer going glass.
Now, when you get a shooter like Lawyer driving it and toughing it to the rim, you're playing on all cylinders.
First 9 career Big Ten games that he's played as a freshman, he's averaged better than 15 points. That is not supposed to happen.
Well, he's been around this league for a while with his brother and family. It's good penetration.
By Malik Hall, beautifully done, all the way to the cup.
This is the end. What do? Do your homework early, really harass the pass to the post.
But you can't panic and get out of your game plan. Then once you start giving up threes, then it can be a blowout. You got to hang, maybe some twos, but just hang. Don't give up threes.
The last Hall basket into the 10-0 run. This is Martin left open.
Look who's under there.
Edey. He is a man among boys.
Sissoko worked so hard, did everything right. It didn't matter. Spin out finish.
And look at Edey's numbers already with 14 points. Remember, he had 32 and 17 rebounds in the last meeting in East Lansing 13 days ago, including the game winner with under 3 seconds left. That's Martin, but the officials say kick.
Well, they iced that play.
Presented by Buick. This is where these two teams sit. Our Jerry Palm currently projecting 9 teams in the tournament in the Big Ten. First, Purdue is the only team that is currently ranked, which is interesting as we take a look at Inside March Madness presented by Buick.
That's misleading, though, because 9 teams are NCAA tournament teams, and you're playing against them night in and night out.
Pretty, again, good call out of the timeout. That middle game, you got to finish that.
Sissoko won't get a better look than that.
Purdue's defense, Jay, is pretty special, too. I mean, the big guy underneath, obviously, that they contain each of the spots.
That told us they're more connected even than last year's team. Even though they have freshmen, they just play off each other.
Here comes the freshman Point Smith, and that is the biggest turnaround, guys. When you compare last year's team with maybe better individual talent with, of course, Jaden Ivey, but this team, the defensive resurgence has been a big, big part of the story.
He's got a great rotation going. That's what Tom's trying to emulate, particularly with Hall back. Nice kid.
First,
look at there.
Edey playing through contact.
Sissoko really never stuck him. You got to keep him a couple of feet from the rim if possible. Let him push you.
Offensive rebound numbers, offensive foul, and another Michigan State turnover.
Sissoko's coming out anyhow. Yeah. On that pin down. Look at the movement, too. No question about it. Oh, Lawyer taking it right on the chops.
When you go under screens like that and the offensive player rolls into you, if you're smart, like he is,
right,
you go down on that.
Let them all know.
Well, if you've just joined us, this was a 2-point game a couple of minutes in, but since then it's a 19-4 run and 14-2 if you span out a little bit closer within the last 5 minutes. Edey got a little bit of a piece, did Cooper.
Cooper's doing a decent job. That's a second ball. He's got to stop on it.
They got to ring the bell here, though. Get in touch. Get down to that 10, 12 number.
They're trying to play post-up ball with Hall.
Hall double team. They try to get it out of his hands. But the Spartans guys desperately need something from Hauser. Still looking for his first points. This is Hogard. A little bit too much. And this will be a loose ball foul against Purdue. It looked like Martin took a little bit of a shove to the back. But it's on the Boilermakers. Reminder coming up. AT&T at the half. Adam Clark and Seth standing by. They'll break down the first half. Also get you highlights from around the country and tip their hats to some of the best stories in sports. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
They're really forcing him to tough shots, too. Because Hoger can make threes, but that's not his game right now.
They've had a couple shots already. A missed layup and a turnover where it would have been a dunk in any other game. And Edey's there, and it turns into nothing.
Right, erases it. Hauser has not been able to get on the board either. They need his numbers. Gets 13 a game.
Look at Gillis staying with him.
Michigan State shooting just 34% in this first half. Was around under a minute. Akins slithers inside, puts it down, and he's fouled.
Jenkins, I think, a little ticky-tack on the dribble drive.
Akins is finally healthy, right, Raph?
Yeah, foot.
He's been hurt, and Tom feels like he's finally at 100%. He's got the ability to hit threes, create his own shot, and that floater's big time, and you need it against Edey.
I was just going to say, that is the area, that soft spot at the foul line in. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Akins had that left foot stress reaction. He had to undergo surgery in September. He missed about 8 weeks. Returned for the start of the season. Then he re-aggravated the injury. Missed 4 more games at the end of November. But he is clearly an ascending player for Tom Izzo, as we're going to get a timeout. But a huge play for the sophomore.
Yeah.
In one of the great college games early in the season. Right? I think it was part of the Gambit games, right?
It was. We were #1 in the country, and boy, they were after us. And they had the big guy, Jaron Haas, who's much like Edey. He fouled everybody. I found out 3 of our guys.
He's a better offensive player, Edey, and he's got that counter now with the left. Don't you think?
Gillis getting his hands dirty. Here comes Morton into
nice
the paint.
replays. Kid's smart.
Smith, the body control, gets it back to Morton. He had Holgard out of sorts, all kinds of contact.
I think Hauser on the giveaway.
Oh, you want some physical Big Ten play? Here you go.
A lot of body crunching and trying to stay tall. I think that was a foul, but I love the refs now. You taught your kids to go big and flop your arms back.
Throw your hands back, because when you make contact, the contact brings your hands forward naturally, so they remain vertical.
And you did the same thing last night when the check came. You threw your hands back.
I thought I threw them down into my pockets. That wasn't a great defensive effort last night by me.
And Morton, by the way, passed up to 3 because he's not, as confident. Obviously, puts something that gets a foul.
You get frustrated guarding Edey, and you think, okay, we stop him. And then you think, okay, we get Morton into a 3, but he doesn't take it. He drives the ball. They're so smart.
Isn't it less stressful to watch a game in this building as a TV analyst?
This is a really enjoyable seat. Not Tom's. Tom's seat, not so enjoyable.
Final seconds of the half. Shot clock is off. Walker against Morton.
Last shot game. Pick and pop out high, maybe. And if you turn the corner, you might get a 3. And a giveaway.
Purdue's got a bunch of fouls here to give.
We've seen this in games, Rap. I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to give away those fouls at the end of the first half, because I was afraid one of those guys later in the game, that might become their 4th foul.
But it's only their 4th team foul.
Would you sub, maybe? Put a, a less than rotation guy in?
No, I never worried about that foul situation in the first half. I always wanted to finish the half strong, make sure I have my best defensive.
Well, obviously it didn't work. I mean, limited success.
9 seconds. Inbound to Walker.
They got a movement on
a legal kick. What a call that is with under 7 seconds left.
They're saying he stuck his foot out.
You know what it is, Rap? You're supposed to keep your feet at the width of your shoulders. So if your feet are a little bit, they're wider than your shoulders.
You're right. That's the rule.
That's the call. Now, they motion it with moving your foot as if it's a kick, but
he never established the other foot, though. Think about that. Put the left down. The right may have been square.
Right, but they're taught now to look at the width of your shoulders. They can't be any wider.
Edey checks back in as Tom Izzo gets an explanation. Something tells me he's not going to be accepting of that. Michigan State has a couple of fouls to give here. 5 seconds. Smith, Jenkins, he buries it.
How about this?
What a turnaround. The dribble drive.
Now, Tom Izzo, after the final first half horn sounded, was hit with a technical, and so free throws for Purdue to begin the second half. Izzo was arguing about that illegal screen that they called against Sissoko in the closing seconds to set the stage for Purdue's late 3, and so a lot on his mind. Jay, how do they get back into this game? What do you do if you're Tom Izzo?
You have about the first 7 minutes to play it legitimately and stick with your game plan. When it gets down to 13, you got to change your game plan. You got to start making the game a little uglier.
What a start! Sissoko on the finish.
Little ball screen and dive to the rim. The big thing, Michigan State doesn't really extend the floor and press you. So it's got to be sound defense on this end and maybe get some open floor opportunities. Back screen lob. Say goodnight. Lawyer, how about that? At a halftime, what a set.
When Lawyer sets the back screen, you can't leave him, so nobody can switch to help on that.
Not a good look here.
Well, if you've just joined us, this last touch by Purdue, Joey Hauser, their number 2 scorer, has yet to score in this game. Another look at the finish by Sissoko.
And this one, just as you meant, Lawyer, a terrific job. Pick and pop for him for the screen, as you noted. Pick your poison.
This is Walker, tough baseline jumper. So a good start to the half for Tom Izzo and the Spartans.
Michigan State's got to get some stops and then get some easy baskets in transition when Edey's not set.
Too deep already.
Sissoko, who is not a small kid, trying to hold his ground. Edey, the drop step, everything but the finish. Last touch by First.
He was mad at himself. He fumbled it, didn't get it in his left hand.
But Jay, just the amount of energy it takes physically to withstand him on that box, incredible.
That's why they're using 3 people. They're trying, he's literally dominating 3 different players.
They have to stand on one of those shoulders to do it.
Hogard well short. And Michigan State comes up empty.
They don't have to panic yet. They can stick to their game plan. I know it seems...
Nice.
Walker the steal. Took it away from the freshman. Here's Aikens, stops. Martin had it. Hogard picks his pocket and then lays it up and in.
How about that hustle? Well, I would think Tom got it, urging his team at halftime. Show some energy, show some compassion for this game.
You know Tom Izzo could motivate his troops, and this has been such a resilient Spartans team. They touched on the injuries. There's Malik Hall missing the 11 games with the foot injury, and the defense, guys, you can already see the difference as they try to body up on Edey.
And it was Walker down there, too. This is a nice hustle play for the turnover. And Hogard very strong, gets right into Morton's body. Big time. Presentation.
Where's he from, Jay?
Philly dog.
Here's Edey. He's just too much.
Would you ever front him? That sounds crazy. I know you can lob over it.
You don't want to start that way, but you're going to have to start thinking about just mix up. They're standing directly behind them now. You can't do that.
Edey now with 20. Hogard slithers into the paint. They reset.
Walker
Hauser got it.
Got him going, but Walker wanted to take Edey. They didn't give it back to him.
They took Hauser away from the action so that Purdue thought they were trying to run it for somebody else. That's the only way they can get it to him.
First points for Joey Hauser. Their number 2 scorer, averaging just under 14 points per game. This is First.
Oh, he walked. I think.
Bumping and grinding.
I think a little nickel dimer.
The official John Higgins says it's on the Spartans.
Ball reversal, wrap.
And look at the close, though. The smaller guy in their rotation, he could plumb bob.
To quote a great North Jersey philosopher, when he gets his puppy set, more than anybody in the country, he drills it. He really is. When he's set, he shoots it as well as anybody in the country.
I think I know that great American New Jersey philosopher. Edey, again, well played. Can't ask for much more than that if you're Tom Izzo against Edey, and it's on Purdue.
You mentioned the first half, Jay. Cooper's really competed defensively a little bit.
His length bothers him a little bit. His length gets to the ball when he elevates it over his head on his jump hook.
Michigan State 14-7 on the season. They're 6-4 in conference play. Currently number 5 in the Big Ten standings.
Same play as earlier.
Walker finds his spot. Soft touch, can't hit.
Timber.
Their ability to defend those mid-range, they can come behind the shooter because they know Edey is there to protect the rim.
Here's Braden Smith, turns the corner, kick out to Morton.
Plenty of time, too.
10 to shoot. Lawyer.
He's good. He likes to split that when he can. Mentioned another game I have where once he gets a little bit stronger, but right here, just that ability to split the corner, Cooper not hugging. You got to hug Edey there.
As people ask the question, how could this Purdue team possibly have been unranked to begin the season? And the main reason was their guards. People didn't know what these two kids would be early on.
Nice play.
Edey on the catch and finish. Zach Edey bringing this defense to its knees.
I think we're both amazed how they cut, screen. This is just a beautiful play by Edey as he turns, Jay.
They do a great job out of timeout, side out of bounds, and Matt Painter takes this on. The offense overall is the assistants, but special situations is Matt Painter. We saw him working on that in practice yesterday.
He's a delegator.
Yeah, not like myself. I see you look at me when
You were a dictator. It worked out pretty well.
You've enjoyed being around him. This has given you a different perspective on a guy you coached against and respected for a long time.
Always knew him and liked him. I'd be in meetings and committees, but he's got a beautiful mind for basketball, and I've really enjoyed learning about it these last couple of days.
He is certainly different, and could this be the year for Painter here in West Lafayette? Cooper fouled underneath. It's on Lawyer.
But they do a great job of helping on the defensive end. They don't give up on a play. In rotation, Lawyer very active, almost got away with it.
And when Zach Edey is the man that's coming to blitz, you can practice all you want. You'll never see that length anytime in any other game, and it's tough to get out of his traps.
Were you talking about Matt Painter with a beautiful mind, or was that me you were referring to?
You have a beautiful soul, Raph. He's got a beautiful mind. I like your soul.
Great sense of humor, much like Gene Katie's humor. Katie Court here.
Of course, that was Painter's longtime mentor. Interesting parallels between Izzo and Painter, both following legends. Of course, Tom with Judd Heathcote and East Lansing, both coaching waiting.
And both of them are the modern-day version of their mentors.
Right.
They have a lot of Judd and Coach Katie in them, both of them.
And the two longest tenured head coaches in the Big Ten.
And Cooper's a little better job. Got 3/4 on it. There's that dive. That's what you got to do. You got to bang him around a little bit. Like Cooper.
Jenkins, the ladies shoot, trying to fend off Walker. Stops on a dime. Travel.
A little drag of the foot.
Don't care if they get beat, but they're not letting them get off threes.
Saw Edey getting worked on. A little bit of blood on the lip. The other impressive thing about Edey, guys, he takes so much physical contact. You never see him complain to the officials. He's always so mild-mannered.
That's a great point, Sparrow. It's so difficult with young guys because they want to be successful, and they're young in their career. They're not established yet. So when they get banged around, they don't get a call, they get frustrated. He is amazing that way, and I think all these guys play with a clear mind for Purdue.
Placid, understated, doesn't bother, the banging, never complains. That suggests once in a while they should protect him.
Yeah, there's a stoicism with that kid. That has been impressive.
Posting up Hall.
Hauser to Holgard.
There's Hall's missed so many games.
This is that lineup, guys, we were talking about. They're going small with Hauser at the 5.
Boy, he's out of bounds. Costly turnover.
You know what's interesting with that call, and I didn't see it from this distance, but they start out of bounds sometimes and then first to catch it. So and then the step back on the 3. And you do a lot of NBA games, they really work hard on that end of the game.
Well, that one hurts. You saw the reaction from Tom Izzo on that Spartans bench. His second turnover of the half. Gillis. Kaufman-Wren on the box. The spin. Hall can defend. Bumping and grinding. What a shot.
Well, he can't do a better job defensively. A little magic in that delivery.
And Michigan State taking it on the chin. Malik Hall knocks in a 3.
This is the 5-out look. When we talk about 5-out, it means you got 5 perimeter guys outside the 3-point line, and they can all shoot the ball. This is what I like. This could give them a chance to make a little run.
Holgard with that dribble drive set it up.
And Tom Izzo mentioned they could go to this smaller lineup. Offensive foul. It's on Kaufman-Wren. And well done by Hall.
And just put that elbow out right in the chops, too.
And that's why they can go to that lineup, because Hall can actually defend inside. He's guarding a 5-man here, right? He can play the 3 at sometimes, but he's a tough defender in the post.
Watch that left arm as he discards.
Malik Hall been one of the heart and soul players for this Michigan State team. Desperately missed him those 11 games when he was on the shelf with the foot injury.
I think Hauser can do some damage in the low box, too.
Jenkins.
Nice play.
High off glass.
Big difference when Edey isn't sitting in front of the rim to go after that one.
Jaden Akins. 12 points to lead them in their Thursday win at home over Iowa.
Like this play. Guard pins as well as rim. Too deep.
Here's the redshirt
Freshman turned back by Hall.
What a matchup developing between those two on the box.
How about the balance? Great hustle by Ren.
Here comes Lawyer weaving through traffic all the way to the rack.
And conversely, the big guy's not in the middle to jam up that drive.
That's the difficulty when you go 5 out with a small lineup.
And just like that, it's back to 17 for the Boilermakers.
But I like this for Michigan State because you got to change the tempo of this game. You can't let them just sit and execute their half-court offense.
Hogard, the spin, pretty play. A.J. Hogard on the floater.
The middle of the floor is opened up now.
Absolutely. And Matt, let's see, is calling for Edey to get in? Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe he's going to rest him to the under 12.
It's coming with Jenkins next.
Hogard, the first Spartan into double figures with 11. Lawyer, mid-range jumper, no. Boy, Kaufman-Renn put his imprint on this game quickly as he's fouled on the offensive rebound.
When you've got 5 shooters in the game, you don't have a rim protector. And in transition, Lawyer knows it right to the rim. He is as intelligent as they come. Only a freshman. He can shoot it, but he can take you to the rack.
Because he can shoot it, he can set the guy up. He owns him.
Boy, there's nothing about that kid that tells you he's a freshman. You got good genes in that Lawyer family. What a future he's got in front of him. Boy, Lawyer took a shot.
Yeah, I think
he's hurt. Looked like an inadvertent flail of the arms as he came through some contact. You know, usually you'll see the official blow the whistle there, but DJ Carstensen didn't see enough, and now apparently they're going to look at the replay monitor to determine if there was anything extra from Pierre Brooks.
I think this is an innocent basketball player, but they do protect anybody's shoulders and head above.
Right, it's not about intent here.
Right.
He was okay with it, by the way. He slapped hands.
Yeah. He was extending his hand to pressure the ball. He was certainly not looking to make contact with Lawyer on this play.
No malicious intent.
DJ Carstensen, our lead referee, 25 years of experience. Also John Higgins and John Gaffney. Higgins has been around 35 years, 3 national championship games. And John Gaffney, as they look at that replay monitor to determine if there was anything extra.
It's nothing, basically.
Right, so just common foul.
And John Gaffney said...
Or no foul, I beg your pardon. It'll just be side out of bounds.
They either have to make a decision to make it a flagrant one, or it could be no call because there was no call made.
That's the nicest interchange you've had in years with a referee.
I feel like John Gaffney and I really got close there.
His first name was never John.
It was, are you kidding me, Gaff?
So Jenkins off the throw-in, shot clock at 5. Look at Jenkins, stops on a dime. Boy, missed it badly. Saved underneath by Gillis, but Hall off to the races.
Should have given it up earlier. Got away from it.
Taking flight in contact.
He should have given that up maybe 2 dribbles earlier, but Hogard made the most of it. He is tough and strong going to the rim.
And here comes Michigan State. A chance to cut it to 12.
I like their spark the last few minutes.
Isn't it amazing when Edey's out of the game, the impact that he has? This run has all been with him sitting on the bench.
I wouldn't let him offensive. I would foul him if he gets the ball. Try and keep him out of it a little bit.
Really, this early?
Well, just to calm, the offensive end.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that little baby hook around the rim.
Yeah. You can't. They've got to war him and battle him before he gets it, even if they get a foul. Like you said, they can't let him Their offense starts when he gets the ball.
You know, Billy was a pretty good coach, too.
Kohler now, undersized to your point, too. This is where he's tough with the slip.
This is Newman, not a Gillis. How do they handle Edey? Kohler on his back, double teamed into the corner. Newman,
I like the defense.
Quick double, Billy, you're right, to get it out of his hands.
Good decisions down here now. We don't have to rush.
Ball down to the box, over the top of Edey.
Tell you what, different attitude. Edey's got to get into the flow a little bit now, too.
It just amazes me the impact he has on the game. This all happened with him out of the game. Now he's got to get it going again.
There's your run, 7 straight for the Spartans. Michigan State trying to pick itself up off the mat. Edey backing down, puts it down.
You just can't stop that. Once they exchange high-low.
For a lot of contact, Hogarth takes a nasty spill. And John Higgins says contact against the Boilermakers.
Just to keep up with him. Amazing what he was able to do with his coaching career, huh?
But you were a freshman when he was so you were a young guy.
Thank you.
Michigan State, nicely drawn up play out of the timeout as they inch a little bit closer. It's a 10-point game. After the jumper that time by Walker, who now has a half dozen. This is Smith, quiet as a scorer so far in this game, but he does so much of everything else for Matt Painter. But right now, guys, you can feel the momentum shift in the Spartans' favor. Walker.
I love that, though. Keep him on your hip. Good control. The other end. I thought Smith should turn the corner and get in the lane a little bit.
And when they shoot mid-ranges, that's when they got to get offensive rebounds because it makes Edey step up to help on it.
Boilermakers just one loss this season. It came against Rutgers on the 2nd of January. They've won 7 straight since.
Right on the bounce, they've been going after him.
Newman, well short. Numbers here. 3-on-2, Hogarth. Brooks, deep in the corner. Misses everything. Boy, Kohler couldn't squeeze it.
This kid running the show here has got a great feel. The pulse of the game.
Jenkins, the swing to first. Edey
first gets to the rim, though.
Kohler is there. And free throws for Edey. Well, who will take the crowd at music's biggest matchup? The Grammys, hosted by Trevor Noah. It's live next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Raph, they're taking your plan here and putting them on the line. They're being really physical and trying to push them out. I'd like to see them put more movement on him now. I get the plan early. He's just beating the initial plan. They're standing behind him trying to push him out. Now they got to start going high side, low side, and get deflections on passes. Yeah.
Very similar to the last game that these two teams played 13 days ago, where Edey basically scored half their points, 32 of their 64 points, including that last-second go-ahead basket. 32 and 17, and he has been just as monstrous in this game.
Steve Fisher at Michigan doubled every time with the same guy. You can't do it with this guy. No, you got to mix it up, throw it all at him.
Hogarth, he's been much more aggressive in the second half. I have to think Tom Izzo got into him and this entire group during that halftime speech. So they've got a chance now, guys, to cut this thing down to 10.
I love when he attacks the rim, although he made some threes against Rutgers, but that's his game, the physicality.
I love the relationship with Tom Izzo and Hogarth. You see those two argue a little bit, then smack hands, and Tom loves taking players like this and teaching them how to be men on the court, and he loves this kid.
Did you have any players, or without naming them, that you had a little Tate-to-Tate?
Oh, yeah. I can say it because he's proud of Kyle Lowry was, he was a handful, and he loved being coached, and we love each other to this day.
He turned out okay too, right?
He was
that tough love did him
really
good.
Intelligent kid.
Boy, Hogarth, who's been really good at the free throw line, missing again. That is Edey, and he just keeps on coming.
I think you've got to be tougher on the denial.
That's
right. He's staying flat.
That's what I say, Raph. You got to get high side, low side. You got to get a piece of that pass. Once he gets it, it's over.
Boy, easier said than done.
Yes.
We're past the midway point. This is Hall. Gets it to Kohler.
Nice ball fake.
10 to shoot. Extra pass, turnover.
Passing. Key.
You look at Tom there, he can't be mad. They're doing the right thing. They're making the extra pass. They're executing what he wants. It's frustrating.
Izzo has talked about how much he loves this group.
Look at these two.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This is beautiful. This is college basketball. This is what Tom Izzo loves. This is why he's going to be coaching for a long time.
Think of the long line of great point guards that he has coached. Of course, Cassius Winston in recent years. And we are going to get a 1-and-1 here at the 8:58 mark of the second half. And this thing goes from tough to tougher now for the Spartans.
Sissoko really fought there. I like that. I know he fouled, and he got on that high side.
And I think that's the point that you're saying. That if you're going to put him on a foul line, do that. But you can't let him just catch and go to his left shoulder and make the move he wants. You got to mix it up now, and I think they're starting to do it. Now this is why he could be player of the year, because now you do it, and he's going to make the free throws on you.
Guys, from what you have seen, 9-minute mark in the second half, have to think this Purdue team has all the horses that they need. Could this very well be the year? That's the question that they've been pondering here in West Lafayette.
You got to win 6 games, which he's been able to do a couple of times, obviously.
And there's so much luck in it. There's so much luck. Can they be the best team by the end of the year? Regular season, probably. Once you get to the tournament, anything can happen.
Stay healthy.
But they're going to be seeing nightmares of Edey in East Lansing. This is Akins on a three-point jack.
A little timeout. Walker with a good pass.
I think PJ feels the same about you, Raph.
Let's see how they attack him here. But he does a great job of warding them off.
Still staying behind him.
Nice cut. That's when they hurt you.
Just deadly. Edey, exquisite pass.
Here's part of the problem. You don't practice that guard going down and taking that rotation. That's what hurt him on the dive to the rim.
Sissoko unleashed.
Good answer.
Hanging, though.
Guys, you look up, it's only 13 points.
They don't have to panic yet, and Tom knows that. They're on the road. You're thinking we only have to win by 1 at the end.
Zach Edey, 31 points. His career high was 32 in the first meeting against the Spartans.
That's a killer.
Jenkins!
That's a killer. That kick out.
Jenkins' second 3 off the bench. That's something you don't count on.
See the three-point shooting numbers. They have been economical from distance. Akins.
Now they check out. Always in the right spot.
I like getting Sissoko out of there. Just keep setting ball screens and get Edey out of the lane defensively so you have a chance to get to the rim.
This is the lane they'd love to. They got nickel dimer. Reach in by Walker. To your point, he gets the ball, and that's when all the action begins.
And that's why the initial game plan was great. Push him out, push him out. But now that he's scoring in there, making free throws, now you got to limit his touches in there. You got to go high side, low side, try to pressure the passer. Don't let that offense of post and rip start.
1-and-1 situation. Edey 74% at the line this season, misses well short. So Michigan State with possession. They're down 16 points as we hit the 7-minute mark in regulation. Spiroditas, Jay Wright, Bill Raftery, our producer Mark Wolf, Mark Grant, our director, rest of our CBS crew here from Mackey Arena in West Lafayette. Hogard, body bump from Edey.
Real smart play too. Infused it, put it on the deck. He's a burly, strong guy. He is. And Jason Kiddish up top.
Great comparison. And you look at the action off the ball. First is being so physical with Hauser. He's fast enough that he can chase him around, and he's physical enough he can fight him off screens.
It's been such a tough year for Izzo, guys. We mentioned the injuries, just haven't really been able to settle on a rotation. It just feels like now they're starting to get whole as a team.
And you get whole as a team, and you got to come into Mackey Arena against this juggernaut the day before your birthday.
We got 2 Hall of Famers, Jay and Tom, and I think we're going to have another one down the road in that painter.
You're in the Jersey Hall of Fame, aren't you?
Jersey Mike's Hall of Fame. I've been called a hoagie before.
1923 returns with new episodes next Sunday exclusively on Paramount Plus. Where Martin takes a little bit of a bump, no contact, no whistle.
Getting down to 6:40 now. They got to change up. They got to change up the defense. Go a little three-quarter court.
The Lawyer's been out of the game for quite a while now. Back on.
Bogart comes to double. They work it into the corner to Martin. Spin, drop, step. And he's going to shoot free throws.
He knows. Put it on the deck. Didn't settle for that 3.
You know, there's so many smart players on this Purdue team, and it's coaching, but Morton he knows they want him to shoot it. So some guys would say, all right, I'm going to prove to them, but no ego there. That's why he'll probably be a coach someday. We talked to him about that.
Yeah, smart kid. I love his defense.
Former Mr. Basketball as a high school player in the state of Pennsylvania. But first year as a starter for Morton. Last year, they're kind of stuck behind the emerging Jaden Ivey. But a much bigger role. Painter loves his versatility, guys. Both ends of the floor. He can guard basically every position.
Playing behind Ivy. You can understand it, though.
Big possession here. Let's see if they get something for Hauser.
First was on him before. Now Gillis, 2 good defenders. That's part of the problem. And Joey not as active, really. This has been their go-to of late.
Walker elevates. Missed it badly.
You know, that's a tough shot that he can make, but Purdue's going to live with that. They're going to live with those mid-range, and the longer the game goes on, it's going to be taking away 3s from Michigan State, make them hit tough 2s.
Nice.
There we go, Raph.
He's been doing
Sissoko the front. Nicely done, boy, but Edey takes it back. That one stings.
Shot clock problem, yeah.
Now the clock looks like it may have froze.
They changed up the coverage in the post, though. Now they're denying that pass and not letting them touch it in there.
You got to bring the whole bag against him. One of the notes I have to run the floor.
Right, so live ball steal.
Gotcha.
They're going to reset the play clock now to 27 seconds as both Painter and Izzo get the explanation.
E.J. Clarkson been around a while now.
Yes, he has.
When he started.
25 years of experience. A referee here in West Lafayette. So 5.5 to play.
Lawyer using those bumps and flare. So smart. When you can shoot the ball, you'd have had to get free.
Fletcher Lawyer, cash money.
And who got him free? Edey.
Yep.
Edey on the screen.
Hogard turns the corner, denied by Edey.
Boy, he's involved in this game. I love what Lawyer did too, Jay. He faked like he was going one way, and now he comes back this way. And as you mentioned, Edey steps up enough, jars him in a little nylon. Whew, Michigan's contribution.
So the officials did say contact on Edey, so 2 free throws for Hogard.
He can't believe it. I love this emotion, though. Right?
And he handles it well. It's positive emotion. He brings so much energy to his team. And mostly big guys aren't usually like that. You know, they're usually quieter guys, but everything he brings is positive. It's really impressive.
Last year started the year having to share the front court with big Travion Williams before eventually supplanting him.
Half the game,
right?
Yeah.
Except when he played Villanova, they didn't share it. He played him a lot. He killed us.
And Travion could pass, too. In the G League, I'm told. Same play, and then they get Gillis to go the opposite corner.
Gillis stops the lob. Edey!
How about that play? You overshow. Slip to the rim.
New career high for Zach Edey.
Look at Edey.
Akins knocked out of his hands. Hauser.
Can't get a look.
Akins dribbled it off of his foot. And look at the ground that Edey covers on that sequence.
Look at this. They came the opposite way than they did the previous play. We didn't see the beginning of that. But watch, he started to come off the same side, and now he goes out the opposite side. That's a counter. They call that a counter. Michigan State reacts, and they get the dunk.
Simple. Knows where to go.
Matt Painter calls that his family of plays. So you're in one family, you run a play to one side, and then the next time down you run the same play, but you come out the other side.
You were amazed at his sheet, right? His call sheet?
Amazed is nice. How about blown away and confused? I couldn't pick up on all that.
Zach Edey. My goodness.
What a nightmare he's going to be coming down the road.
He is carving them up and starting to cook.
My man, Andrew Reed, who also is a great college basketball fan. But he's not watching today, I guarantee you that.
Prep it. Right? He did it all here. No offensive rebounds for second opportunities.
How about that?
Yeah, second half. And an awesome display by Zach Edey.
Joey Hauser just hasn't had it in this game. Their number 2 scorer. And that's been the story for them. When Hauser has played well, they usually have won. When he's been an afterthought, just hasn't been the same Spartans team as Smith is bumped way out in the front court.
To your point about Hauser, he was hunting for his shots more the last couple of games, I thought.
I think you're right, but Raph, they did such a great job. First just did everything to deny him the ball, and you can tell by what Tom Izzo did right there. He put Hauser in a ball screen. The last thing he wants to do, but he knew it was the only way he could get him a shot.
So here's Braden Smith. Didn't practice much over the summer. He had the foot injury, Jones fracture. But talking to Matt Painter, really from day one, he came in with such a confidence level. Kid plays with swag, as they tell you.
By the way, he missed a free throw. 90%.
Stop the presses. Number 12 free throw shooter in the country. Walker, soft touch.
Walker's been fearless going in there.
He's not afraid.
Christ the King guard out of Queens, New York. He played the same backcourt as Jose Alvarado.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, same
NBA. Jose.
Yes.
Edey on the Bucks. Gets it back.
He's killing them. Matt's got to get him out of the game. Look at this effort by the big guy.
Edey rips it back, and he is fouled. So Raph going mercy rule.
I think, and the crowd appreciates this effort, but as coaches, Raph, we got to say the skills that he has, like those offensive rebounds, Spiro, when he doesn't bring the ball down and keeps it over his head, there's a term, catch it up, keep it up. It's easy to say that. It's so hard to get basketball players to do that. He does it as well as any big I've ever seen.
Impressive array the last couple of attempts at the rim.
And that's one thing that Matt Painter has said. He's improved in all of the nuances of the game. His understanding, last year had some issues with foul trouble. Of course, the conditioning improvement, a big part of that for Edey. What a future this cat has in front of him.
How about this part of it? Tom Izzo is a Hall of Fame coach. He's tried every possible tactic. He stayed behind him. He's played high side, low side. He's blitzed him. He's attacked him. He's taken it all on.
The Michigan, so let's enjoy this with the rest of the crowd. Spiro 32-17 in their first game. 17 rebounds, 32 points, right? The game winner. You think Tom will look forward to playing him in the Big Ten tournament, if that's possible?
They may be seeing nightmares of Edey in East Lansing as he finishes this game 37 points, 12 rebounds, all the interior defensive work. There are not too many teams in the country that have an answer for that young man. His day is over.
I was going to say, he's coming back for more.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Wow.
Hogard 1-1 hits on the front end.
Is there some record we don't know about or something that he's going for? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. can't wait to...
I don't think he talked himself back in.
No, it didn't look like it.
So Hogard hits on both free throws. Trey Holloman has checked into the game for Tom Izzo.
You know what Tom Izzo's thinking right now? He's thinking, I got to get through this Big Ten, and I can't wait to get to the NCAA tournament and not have to play these people that know me so well.
It has been a bloodbath in the Big Ten, seems like every year.
You think he wants to get 40?
I don't know. It's unusual, really.
It is.
I don't think it's a rub-in deal. Double high, horns look.
Edey hands to Jenkins.
Well, they're going to go for him, so it might be a sidestep. He does that beautifully.
Lawyer missed it.
They didn't want to play for him, so it doesn't look like they're trying to get him 40.
Yeah.
Come up on the final 2 minutes as Walker is bumped.
So
at the
good.
top of the key.
So clever when he gets his guy on his hip.
He battled today. Tyson Walker, he took the shots you need to take to beat them. Those mid-range games that you love, Raph, right? You got to take them, and he can make them. It just wasn't his day.
Last Big Ten team, guys, to start a season 21-1 or better, Ohio State, back in that 2010-2011 season. Of course, remember Aaron Kraft and Jared Sullinger, #1 overall seed in the tournament, eventually upset by Kentucky in the Sweet 16.
Aaron's now a doctor. By the way. Sullinger's dad was a high school coach. Played a few years in the NBA as well.
How far will this Purdue team go with a big dance?
And you can't press them because their guards are so smart and crafty. And Tom Izzo knows that. People might say, well, why don't you press? Well, that could just make it worse.
Davis Smith has checked into the game for Tom Izzo, the junior out of Atlanta, for the final 2 minutes. Edey, meantime, still on the floor, looking for more contact. He's going to shoot free throws.
How about that step through? You know, we haven't seen it much tonight, but when you double, he goes away from the double frequently. This time it came from the top, but when you enter his vision, I tell you, he has emoted more than I've seen him.
I agree, and I think it's coming with confidence. When players get confidence, that isn't to the fans or anything. That's just his own inner drive that's coming out.
Jay, let me ask you a question. We know that Izzo and Painter have so much respect, but would it irk you a little bit that Edey is still in this game?
I have to say it would, and it's so unlike. There's got to be something. It's unlike Matt. I don't know what the thought process is here. And those two love and respect each other. They'll wind up, whatever it is, they'll wind up talking about it.
Yeah, they've developed a deep friendship over the years. And this one has been all Boilermakers. High runner off the top of the glass from Holloman won't go. 90 seconds.
We're so stuck on Edey, as we should be. Their defense is extraordinary. Purdue. That's something that falls between the cracks.
But I hate to overstate it, but it's because of Edey.
Three-pointer from Gillis. No. Edey taking some contact. And it's last touch by the Boilermakers.
Because somebody
gets hurt.
Yeah,
you're right.
Somebody's not going to take well to him being in there.
Yeah, here comes Kaufman-Wren as he walks to the table.
There he goes. They got to get him out here because you don't want to get him hurt.
No.
He's so valuable.
That must have been the point. But to what you just said, if I'm on the other bench, and believe it or not, Rolly Massimino and I used to get into essels over that.
How about Louis one time? Louis was running up on you a little bit. You asked him if he wanted to play zone.
And he nodded his head. He put his glasses on.
Cooper gave him good minutes for Michigan State.
He did.
Nice little extra feed. Cooper.
If Edey's there, he doesn't get that.
He gave it a little shuffle with the feet.
He had the memory of
He could
Edey.
probably block it from the bench.
Jason Whitens has checked in for Tom Izzo as the Hall of Famer now starts to give his end of bench guys a chance at some run. This is Brian Waddell, the freshman into the game for Matt Painter.
His dad played with Matt.
That's right. Newman Awkward-looking shot. They didn't get the rim, so the shot clock was about to reset. Jenkins had to fire it, and 24.5 left.
You know, in this conference, this type of loss, it can't deter you because every game is so crucial. They got to recover from this mentally, and they will. Tom Izzo is the best at that. He's the fixer.
Brooks on the launch. Missed it. What a performance by Purdue. The #1 team in the country, still rolling. 8 straight wins, and they do it on a career day for Zach Edey. 77
moments ago.
Heck of a performance. He's not a bad player, that Zach Edey.
He's been great, man. He works on his game, puts in the work. They take him away, and he gets on the glass. A lot of guys that size, they don't get on the glass that way. He gives a maximum effort. He's fun to coach.
How about the others reacting with their cuts and being in position to dominate?
Yeah, you know, when we run our stuff and we can execute and not turn the basketball over, we're giving ourselves a chance. Then obviously we're giving our chance to rebound too. But just the attention he gets opens up a lot for other people.
The 2 guards play flawlessly as well, don't they? Understand, a great extension for you as well.
Yeah, you know, Braden Smith, just sometimes we need him to shoot the basketball, sometimes play make. Fletcher's got some toughness to him. He knows when to step up and make plays and make shots.
When you put Zach back in, what were you trying to do with him?
Who's that? I'm sorry?
When you put Zach back in, what were you trying to do?
Yeah, well, they were going small, so I was trying to get him out. And then once they put their big back in, when we got back on offense, just, you know, throw the ball. You know?
Been a fun run.
Right?
Exactly. Fun run for you right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. These are great guys, man. We're very fortunate to have these guys at Purdue.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.